JT Daniels has not even played a down for West Virginia yet, and already he has the Mountaineers going more viral than they have in years because of his little video he released the other day. We're going to talk about that. And I mean, JT Daniels, I'm very excited, and I got a big thing to say that I think a lot of people are going to disagree with, but I'm going to say it anyways. It's been a while, guys. Welcome back. It's Joe Talk Sports, and we have a very special guest today, former assistant talk show host to the best sports channel on YouTube, current accountant, current video game player, current runner, Harry Baxter. What's going on, man?
Hey, what's up? I'm back.
He's back. He's back. It's been a while. He's not dead. I told you guys, he is alive. I had to bring him back because, you know, it's football season again. We're here. We took the summer off. I took the summer off and back. Football's here. We're in training camp. West Virginia suits up this week for practice. Harry, JT Daniels has never suited up, but let's ride. He's here, right? He went viral. West Virginia was in the news last week.
There's a lot of hype around him. I definitely think it's definitely improvement. There's definitely a lot of more eyes on the program now with him around. So
a lot of hype, a lot of hate, mostly from Pitt fans right now.
Yeah.
But he had his Let's Ride video where he was copying Russell Wilson's Let's Ride. Mountaineer Nation, let's ride. It went viral. Like everyone was tweeting it last week. That's the most attention West Virginia's gotten in a long time. But what I wanted to say is not only JT Daniels, I mean, got the attention of everybody. This is the goofy dude that's going to win the Big 12 for West Virginia. And Harry, what do you think about that statement?
I hate to be the bearer of bad news. On my first time back in a long time, but I'm not seeing it, man. I'm not seeing it.
This is why I wanted to bring Harry back because, you know, I'm getting very excited about some things and I need someone to bring us back down to reality. Here's why I'm going to say it. Okay. We got a lot of ways to go. The defense, I don't know about the defense, man. I'm kind of skeptical on it. I think the offense is better. We got Graham Harrell, which, you know, with everything going on, it's been a while. He was signed early in the offseason. I think a lot of people forgot what he's going to bring to the program with the offense. Neil Brown's offense was very flat and very boring. So now you got Graham Harrell coming in. JT Daniels, now a lot of people are saying he's washed. He was never really a starter. He's injury prone. He's going to be out. You know, Pitt fans saying, oh, he's going to be out by the first quarter of the first game. If he stays healthy, though, could he be the guy that brings a Big 12 title to West Virginia?
No. There's too many holes to fill. I mean, yeah, last year we had a QB problem, which is now will be fixed if he stays healthy. And that's a big if. He's had issues in his last two stops. Is he a good player? Yes. Is he better than what we have? Of course.
West Virginia's first 5-star QB, by the way.
Yeah, but he hasn't really panned out. I mean, he's been at big schools. He's gotten injured. And when he was at Georgia, he didn't get beat out. I mean, he got hurt. But the guy that played after him in both places was like a freshman. If I remember right, at USC, it was a freshman.
Yeah.
At Georgia was a freshman. And no, I don't know. I worry. And, I mean, we have another freshman coming in too, Nico. Maybe that's a sign of something to come. But overall for the team, it's good. But I don't see him as the savior of the team.
Well, here's my reasoning. Okay, if you look at last year's schedule, WV lateral move. But you look at our first game of the season, that game to Maryland, we lost 30-24. WVU was winning in the final quarter of that game, and they blew it. Some very bad offensive management by Neil Brown and Jarrett Dagey. Defense obviously blew it late, but that was after the offense blew a lot of plays to close that game out. Oklahoma, 16-13, barely lost that game in the fourth quarter. Texas Tech, 23-20, barely lost that game. There's 3 huge games. You take out Jarrett Dagey and put in a quarterback like JT Daniels. What happens last season?
No, definitely last season with that deep, but the key, I think, that everybody is that defense was different last year.
Yeah.
It's going to be a big drop off. You lost your best player.
No.
That's a door.
I think the defense is going to take a step back, no doubt. But I'm just looking at these scores and how many games the offense blew last season with Neil Brown and Jarrett Dagey. And I'm thinking if you had Graham Harrell, even just Graham Harrell and Jared Day,
It'll make a difference.
and then you put JT Daniels, I mean, a few of those games were lost in the fourth quarter by a score. So when I look at the schedule and I look at that, I think, wow. And the Big 12 last year was very competitive. It wasn't like a blowout for Oklahoma. It wasn't a blowout for one team last year. There was 4 teams right in it at the end. So if you switch those few tight losses, so that's where I'm at. I mean, with JT Daniels, if he stays healthy, I believe West Virginia could be in a fight for the Big 12 title this year. That's just me. I look at those close games and I think, man, if you just replace Jared Dagey with a better quarterback, what would have happened in that Oklahoma game?
Yeah, I mean, but
Maryland.
It's like that. I see too many holes elsewhere, and I
see where you're coming from too, because as West Virginia fans, we've all been through it before, where we get the hype, we get excited, and then the season comes and it's like, not only do you lose the game against Oklahoma, but you lose these stupid games that you should win. We've been there.
Not to mention the schedule's tougher. I mean, you have to go to Pitt, you have to go to Virginia Tech.
Mm-hmm.
Those are 2 tough games to start the season. I think those are the first 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
You got an early game against Kansas. I mean, it's not going to be easy.
No,
it's going to be a tough team. They're going to be tested, and they don't have a lot of time to gel, which is something else. Yeah. You're going to get thrown into the fire real early against Pitt, and then you'll have 2 games to kind of work things out. And then after that, I mean, you got Virginia Tech away, Texas away, and then Baylor, who won the Big 12 last year. I mean, that's and I hate Texas, but I think Texas is going to be a lot better. I like Quinn Ewers as the quarterback, and I think they're going to be a lot better.
I think Texas is going to be better, but I think, Oklahoma still got some questions. Pitt, which is a tough day one matchup. They had some losses in the transfer portal too. Obviously, they lost their quarterback, but they've had some big losses in the transfer portal.
They did.
So
they lost their best receiver.
They did, and let's not give Pitt the game right away, even though they're favored. I was looking at the PFF earlier, or FPI predictions. Pitt's heavily favored. I think WVU has like a 20% chance according to them.
Yeah. 21.9.
Yeah.
Don't sell it short.
I thought it said 20, but we'll take 21 point. I'll take that extra percent.
I think it's a little better than that to me.
Yeah.
I don't think it's that much of a.
I think we're being sold short in a lot of cases, but there's a lot of questions. Another thing I like is a lot of those big games this year are home games. I like those games in Morgantown. Oklahoma's in Morgantown. So we definitely have a higher chance of winning those big games at home than we do on the road. We've been very bad on the road the past few years. So with that, if JT Daniels can stay healthy, all I'm saying, I like it.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. I mean, I think you're going to find out in the first 4 games how good this team is. If they're 2-2, it's going to be a rough season. 3-1. I mean, yeah.
I mean, like last year, we got our hopes high, and then they lost Maryland, and they lost that close game of Oklahoma, and that was really it for the season. I mean, after that, it was downhill after the Oklahoma game. It was tough after that. So
yeah, it's similar this year, except I think Pitt's better than Maryland, and Virginia Tech will be better than they were last year.
I don't know. I've heard people.
You don't have that defense. That defense makes a difference because the defense showed up almost every game, and they kept us in a lot of those games. And not to mention, we're missing a really good receiver that transferred to Florida State.
Caden Prather is going to step up this year. I feel like he's going to have a huge year.
I think the offense will be okay.
Yeah.
Depth is an issue.
Yeah.
But that seems to always be an issue with West Virginia just because of how we recruit. And, we're just not a very deep team. Never have been. But I don't know. I don't have a lot of faith. I haven't seen this guy do anything that makes me say, wow. Like with Greer, before he got suspended at Florida, I mean, you could tell that guy was a playmaker. And when he came in, we were watching. I was excited. You could see that. Yeah. He's done it. He was, to me, he was great. He was a great QB.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think JT ever lost a game in Georgia, did he?
No, they went undefeated.
He went undefeated before he got hurt.
Well, they lost to Alabama in the championship game, but he wasn't the QB.
Yeah, that
or
hurt.
in
So I
the
think
SEC
injury affected
championship
him.
game.
I mean, he never lost in Georgia, and that was a tough schedule.
No, but you know what? That team had the best defense in the country. That's why.
Well, they do. I
Their
mean,
offense was pathetic in the beginning. Remember, they started the season off, I think, against Clemson,
yeah,
and the game was what, like 7-3 or something.
yeah.
14. So I don't know. It was very low scoring, but so no, he wasn't going off then. And if at Georgia and at USC with all those players, he's not doing what he should be doing, that tells you something. There's little red flags. I'd be careful before you get your hopes up.
This is why I brought Harry here, to get some other perspective. I knew he would feel this way before. I didn't even tell him what we were going to record, but I knew he would feel this way. But hey, I'm Team Grim Harrell and JT Daniels until they prove me otherwise. I'm feeling the hype. Mountaineer Nation, let's ride.
I said we were going 10-2 last year, so they killed my confidence.
They did. We were both very hyped last year. I don't know if it's because we were doing the podcast and we were following more closely in the offseason.
They're moving in the right direction.
Yeah.
I will say that. I feel better about this team. At the end of last year, I didn't feel very good about this team.
We were very hyped about their 22 recruiting class. Their 23 class is even better.
Yeah, I mean, they've been recruiting well. I think they're doing a good job of giving Graham Harrell the keys to the offense.
Yeah.
You have a great QB for the future. You have a good QB now. But you need some more playmakers on the side, and the people that we've recruited are still really young.
Mm-hmm.
So this year I don't see, but maybe next year I could see it being a little better. I could be more optimistic. For me, I still see us finishing in the bottom half of the Big 12, but that's me.
Well, I'm going top 12. Like, comment, save this video for later so you can come back and talk shit on which one of us is wrong. Joe Talk Sports, baby. We're back. It's football season. West Virginia's here. We're less than a month away from kickoff in Pittsburgh, guys. Let's go.
Be here soon.
See you guys next time. Thanks, Harry.